Hmm. Today is Tuesday. Taco Tuesday. No, no, no. I won't do that. I'm not doing that. LeBron James. I will not disrespect Michael Jordan because he is the GOAT. I will not. Taco Tuesday. No, it's not Taco Tuesday. It's Encouragement Tuesday. So let's get ready. Let's go. What up, what up? It's your boy, Comet Chat. It's Tuesday morning here in the great city of South Carolina, and I'm back with another encouragement series. And before we get into it, you know what I always do? It never changes, and that is I ask you to please subscribe. Yes, subscribe to my channel. If this is the first time you're ever viewing my channel, hit that notification bell, click all, and make sure that you don't miss any material that I upload in the future. Also, the like button, which looks like a thumbs up, I need you to hit that. Also, leave me a comment. Any comment that you leave, I definitely take the time to sit down, read it, and respond back to it. And last but not least, I really, 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 really need you all to watch my video from the start to the finish, to the beginning to the end, because that helps with the YouTube algorithm. What it does is when you type in Comet Chat, it makes you get to my channel a little bit faster. You can find all material that I uploaded, especially the encouragement series. So I definitely want you to do that. Watch it from start to finish. Now, let's get into the word of the day, and it is a humdinger. Yeah, you know that's my favorite word. I use it quite often. Humdinger describes this word of the day, and as you can see right here, it is boom, boom, stern, 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 stern. Stern is a word that I've been described to be as a leader at my office. And it pleases me to be called stern because I love being stern. I think stern is a good quality as a leader, but sometimes being stern can be misconstrued as being a butthole, mean, unapproachable. People don't like you. He's just, you can't talk to him. That's a misconception. But before we get into my thoughts on that, I'm going to go ahead and give you what I always do, and that's the definition of stern, which is serious and unrelenting, especially in the assertion of authority and exercise of discipline. Let me say that one more time. The definition of stern is serious and unrelenting, especially in the assertion of authority and exercise of discipline. The Bible verse to go along with that is from the book of Matthew, the 9th chapter, the 30th verse, and it says, Then their eyes were opened, and assuming a stern tone, Jesus said to them, Be careful to let no one know. Jesus said in a stern manner. He was very serious, and he was unrelenting when he said that. In his authority in the exercise of discipline, he said, Make sure, be careful to let no one know what I'm about to tell you or what I'm telling you. So Jesus was stern. So if Jesus was stern, I'm stern. That's a good quality. In my book, I think it's a good quality. Now, the quote of the day for the word stern is, We live and learn, and big mountains are stern teachers. Let me say that one more time. We live and learn. Y'all remember that song? You got to live and learn. Joe Public made that back somewhere in the 90s. I remember that. I was in the Marine Corps back in the day, and that song, I played it all the time. It says, We live and learn, and big mountains are stern teachers. Now, my thoughts. I love this quote because it is simple and true. A mountain is not going to move for you or anyone else. It is going to stay right there until you figure out how to go over it, around it, or through it. It is stern and unapologetic. The word stern gets a bad rap because it's often confused with being called mean, uncaring, or being just a plain old butthole, and that's not a fair assessment of the word. The definition of stern is to describe someone as being serious and unrelenting. I'm serious, and at times I can be unrelenting. It depends on the seriousness of the particular situation. The definition of stern is describing an action or statement in strict or severe and to use extreme measures or terms. Now, most people, when they interact with a stern person, they often describe that person as being unapproachable or mean, when that, in a lot of cases, is not true. To be good at any facet of life, you must have certain ingredients to be effective. Kind of like when you make a cake. You must have the correct ingredients in order to make whatever kind of cake that you want. Cakes and leaders in this particular conversation are very similar in the fact that there are all different kinds of cakes, and not everyone will like the same kind of cake, same as not everyone will like the same kind of leader. The kind of leader or cake in this particular scenario that I try to be is the one that you like to come back for a slice after slice. My ingredients, as it follows, are sternness, consistency, fairness, empathy, knowledge, directness, and bluntness. Those are the ingredients for the Major Graham cake. That's what's in my cake batter. I hope to acquire them. Let me see. Those are the ingredients that makes the Major Graham cake, and I hope to acquire even more ingredients if it's going to improve my batter. Learn what ingredients that are in your individual cake batter, and do you need to add more or get rid of some of the existing ingredients that you have now? One ingredient I think that is essential to making a cake batter better is sternness. It definitely works for me. So, having said that, I've been in that position from captain to major. This all happened in the past 7 years. When I was Captain Graham, my cake batter tasted a different way because I was very, very stern, very unrelenting, very stiff, very rigid. Didn't mind what I said and when I said it, to who I said it, how I said it. It didn't matter. If I felt that you needed to hear something or the job wasn't getting done, I was quick to criticize and quick to say things, and not always saying things that was really needed, but things that I thought that needed to be said because I was raised in a different time of policing. In the time of policing, they didn't care about your feelings when I was going through. It was like if you did something crazy or stupid, you was going to hear about it, and that was just it. If you didn't like it, there was the door. Because they had back then when I started a draw for applications, so cops were a dime a dozen. You didn't like it, bye. You got somebody else to replace you. Well, that ain't the case here in 2023. We have to keep what we got as best we got because in every profession that we see now, it's a shortage. People just don't want to work. People just don't care. People just like, okay, I can do something better. I can go somewhere else. I can do something lesser and make just as much money. So when you get good people, you have to cultivate that. You have to make sure that you change your personality, not always completely different, but you got to make modifications and adapt to certain situations, adaptations. Because if not, then you're going to be supervising yourself, and nobody wants to do that. So I definitely had to change some of the ingredients in my cake batter when I transformed from Captain Graham to Major Graham. And now I think I have a good mixture of the cake batter that I use, so to speak, in this metaphorically speaking, and that I try to be, I'm still stern, but I try to listen to people, and I try to, the wisdom that I've acquired, I try to apply it, make it a working, on the job training some still, but I try to have a working knowledge of all things. I try to make sure I listen to all sides of the story, and I try all sides of the particular story, particular problem, particular issue, and I try to make sure that I think about it and really give a informed solution or opinion to whoever asks for my help or whoever asks for my opinion. I try to make sure that I give them something that is definitely going to help and not hurt. And part of that is being transformative from being a butthole, which is I guess is a synonym of stern. But I try not to be that. And when I heard people saying I wasn't approachable, that bothered me because I enjoy what I'm doing, and I really like trying to impart the wisdom and the knowledge and my experiences to the young officers that want to hear what I got to say. And when they do come with issues, I'll try to make sure that I give them the correct information in the correct way and guidance that's going to help them and not hurt them. So, but still, when people do stupid stuff or crazy stuff or didn't really think about something before they did it, then there are times when I have to be stern, the times when I have to be blunt, the times when I have to be very serious about something, and there's times when a mission has to get done. I have to be unrelentless on that. Look, we got to get this done. Make sure we cover this. Make sure we got A. Make sure we got B. Make sure we got C. I have to do that to make sure the mission get done, because the same way I have a level of expectation on the people that I supervise, my supervisors have that same level of expectation on me. And I'm not one that when they tell me something to board off any kind of way. I have a very stern supervisor, and he can be very demanding. He can be very stern, unapologetic, and some of those qualities I have, but I understand where he's coming from. I have no issue. I can work for somebody like that. It's not a problem. But also at the same time, the level of excellence and the level of certain responsibilities that I'm entailed with, he expects a certain level of productivity from me. I expect that same thing from the people under me. If I can do it, if I'm held to this level, then I want to hold you to the same level that I'm being held to make sure that we all stay on the same sheet of music. But being stern, like I said, sometimes it can be misconstrued, all different kind of things like mean, unapproachable, nasty, doesn't care, and that's far from the truth, because anytime my people are out sick, even when my people are out sick, I make sure I check on them individually myself. I try to go to all of their, if they have death in the family, I try to attend all the funerals. I try to reach out and let them know that, look, I'm thinking about you, and that if there's anything that I can do, please don't hesitate to call. But in the same token, now they know that if they come to work and do what they're supposed to do, there's not going to be any issues. But if they come to work and they do something crazy, then I'm going to be stern when they come come into my office, sit in front of my desk, and they have to face the music, so to speak. Then that's when I turn into what I need to turn into. I don't try to demoralize them or try to be undignified, but sometimes you got to be blunt. Sometimes you got to be very serious. Sometimes you have to be very stern. And I have no problem turning on that switch and becoming that. But like I said, it's something that you have to learn when to turn on, when to turn off. Because if you stay in stern mode 24/7, then you're not going to have a lot of people that want to be around you, that want to have faith in what you're saying, because they're just going to think you're a butthole and that you're not approachable and that all you care about is whatever besides them. And that's the furthest thing from the truth in my case, and that's the furthest thing from the truth if you're going to be an effective leader. You have to learn when to turn things on and turn things off. You have to learn when to use things, when not to use things. You have to learn when to go forward and to pull back. But stern is definitely one of the qualities in my leadership wheelhouse, and I'm proud of it. And I'm probably not going to ever stop being stern when it's time for me to be stern. Like I said, I'm not looking for confrontation, but I'm not afraid of it either. There are times when you have to be stern, you got to stand your ground, and I definitely like doing that. So, that was my 2 cents on the word stern for the day. I hope that I shed some light on there. I hope that whatever I said maybe reached out to you and touch you and let you know, hey, that Danny is definitely trying to do some positive things. I want to be referred to now as Mr. Glass Half Full. And having said doing that, I can only do that with your help. I definitely, before I got here, I want to give a shout out to LDG. He approached me yesterday with wanting to use some of my segments on this show, and it's a way to kind of broaden my audience, because I want to get a bigger audience. And I definitely appreciate it. He didn't have to do it. He reached out to me, and I just want to say thank you, LDG. I appreciate it. I think what you're doing is fantastic, and keep up the good work. And like I always say, I'll be back tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. But before we get out of here, I want to give you the definition again of stern, which is serious and unrelenting, especially in the assertion of authority and the exercise of discipline. The Bible verse comes from the book of Matthew, 9th chapter, 30th verse, and it says, "Then their eyes were opened, and assuming a stern tone, Jesus said to them, 'Be careful to let no one know.'" And last but not least is the word of the day for the word stern, and it says, the quote of the day, and it says, "We live and learn, and big mountains are stern teachers." We live and learn, and big mountains are stern teachers. Tomorrow, check me out right back here at 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be here with another word of the day. Make sure you tune in to check it out. As always, take it easy, be safe, have a good night, And until tomorrow morning, 7 a.m., same bat time, same bat channel. Peace.